Hi there, beautiful souls. Welcome back or welcome to The Hawk and I. My name is Lana Zelinsky, and I work in the spirit dimensions. As always, in all my videos or my live feeds, simply take what resonates, and you're welcome to leave the rest right here. How are we this morning? Good morning. Come on in, make yourself comfortable. We are at a glorious time of the week. It's Wednesday. So I hope that you are all doing very well. It's great to be here and to have a chat this morning about what I channeled. Channeling this morning. Good morning, Dee Dee. Come on in. Hi there. Welcome. The channeling this morning was a little bit different. So I will share that with you. Feeling very creative. There we are. How am I doing today? I'm really well. I'll be honest, I'm a little bit tired. It has been a week so far of late nights and busy days. And I'm grateful for a lot of that. Um, the channeling this morning a little bit different with from what I normally get or how it comes in this morning. And I paused for a moment when I was channeling, just saying like, what's going on here? And one thing that Spirit wanted me to speak on today was the change that is moving through. We are all seeing it. I think we're always seeing change. And one thing that Spirit leaned me a little bit more into was just lean in there a little bit on the allowing. Allowing is going to be an energy that's going to be with us for the remainder of the week as a gentle reminder on going with the flow, on being able to navigate through our learning with a little bit more allowing and a little bit less resistance. And that's a big one. I chuckle because even for me, sometimes the whole allowing without resistance can be a big one. It can be, especially when we don't necessarily understand the reasons behind the change or the reasons behind the learning. It comes in at us sometimes fast and furious. And I really feel that this whole allowing piece is connecting to that growth piece. And I did a little exercise with some of my mentoring students on Monday night that I thought I would share a little bit with the allowing. I'm curious though, because Spirit asked me a question, so I'm going to ask it to you. How many of you are really hard on yourselves when it comes to just my phone's ringing. When it comes when it comes to allowing yourself to grow, that whole hard on you piece. I'm not getting it. I'm not understanding it. How many of you are suddenly lean into again with the lean into I'll use the word beating yourself up over not getting it or not getting it right, or not. How many of you have been kind of picking on yourselves a lot lately? We talked a bit about this on the live on Monday, and it came back up in the channeling again today. So, what Spirit had said to me was write yourself. This is my class on Monday. Write yourself a letter. Write yourself a letter with the current version of who you are today. And how would you talk to yourself when it comes to that learning? What would you say to yourself with this learning? Give yourself an opportunity to sit quiet and write to yourself, giving yourself encouragement, giving yourself an understanding, and keep that letter with you. Keep it with you. Read it throughout the day when you feel like you're struggling. The words that we use to ourselves is extremely important, and we tap into so many vibrations of not being enough, not doing enough. Perhaps it's not good enough, or you're not seeing results fast enough. Where is it that you want to kind of soften? Do you need to be a little bit more patient with yourself? Do you need to be a little bit more kinder with yourself? What do you need to talk to yourself about in a softer, loving energy? Now, if you struggle with that a little bit, if you struggle with that gentleness with yourself, think about someone that you love, or a friend, or if I was to come to you and with an issue or needing support, how would you talk to that person? And kind of lean into that the same way. Most people, when we talk to, friends or family, or even strangers, if anybody approaches you looking for guidance, we normally, come in there with a very gentle, loving heart space. And I think that as we navigate through a lot of this change, our physical world is changing at a rapid, rapid, rapid pace. Everything around us is constantly changing, and a lot of that change needs to come in. But when we struggle with that, taking those steps forward, or even when it feels like we're standing still, we suddenly change the vibration of being very hard on ourselves. When I say it all the time, you're doing your best from where you're standing. So Write to yourself that letter on how you want to talk to yourself. What mindset do you tap into with your own cheering squad? How do you cheer for yourself? I guess is essentially what spirit is saying. And if you don't, why not? Why not? Where within your own vibration, where within your own self, where are you holding that criticizing energy or that hard energy? Where are you holding it? Now, often when we think about, okay, I'm holding it here. I can and maybe that's why I've got some tension going on, or you're holding it in your heart space, and perhaps that's where you're feeling a lot of emotions. How we treat ourselves and how we talk to ourselves is so important. And this has come up again, like we talked about this on Monday. It's coming up again and it's coming up for a reason. We've got to do a little bit of that work. We really do. Now, it's not, people will say, well, when I talk to myself and I give myself positive energy, is that ego? Being kind and being loving to yourself is very different than the ego coming in and having, an ego perspective. And parts of our ego is not bad, you guys. That's the other piece of ego. Parts of our ego, not all of ego is a bad thing. And I think that when we become our own cheerleader, when we become our own support system, we kind of lean into a bigger and a stronger sense of strength. And strength and courage is something that we all need, as we navigate through this school of learning that we are here in. And I think that when we kind of shift into a little bit of self-support, we have these big aha moments of feeling that self-love. And it's not selfish to go into that space. It's not selfish to go first. It's not selfish to cheer for yourself. It's not selfish to grow and to learn and to go forward. And as we kind of untangle some of that programming or labels, we suddenly look at ourselves in a very different perspective. The other thing that comes in is when we kind of look at ourselves that way, we do kind of have some things that kind of spike up with, well, I wasn't treated well, by family or by friends, and this is what I've always been told. Write yourself a new story on it. You can start from where you're standing, no matter your age, no matter the experiences that you're having. You can start from where you're standing with, I've got to start talking to myself and treating myself a little bit better. And as we kind of lean into this and as we kind of allow that to come in a little bit closer, that whole self-love space just gets more and more amplified. And as it gets more amplified, suddenly we become just a little bit more sturdy in our own spiritual growth. It is work to be here. It is work to be here in this physical world. Man, it's hard to tap into a lot of that growth and the experiences that we have here. It's time to lean into that with a little bit more softness. And when spirit keeps bringing things up on repeat for me, I always listen. And I mean, I always listen anyway, but I listen even a little bit closer. I bring it in a little bit. I bring it in, and I tap into it and I try it, and I'll be like, oh my goodness. Sometimes we don't even realize how we are treating ourselves. We don't even realize it. And a lot of it is that old programming piece. We've talked about that a lot here on the channel. Being able to, tell ourselves, a different story, to rewrite things for ourselves. Our experiences that are behind us are behind us. We can work on healing them, we can work on going forward from them, but we definitely can't change it. But we can change the perspective from here to here now with the going forward piece. I really feel with, we talked last week or on Monday about planting new seeds and allowing ourselves to water them. How are you watering your own seeds that you're planting? You want to do, you want to grow, I'll use the word improvement. How are you watering that? Because, step one is being able to acknowledge it. Step two now is to be able to water that. And sometimes the watering is the mindset that we're in and how we view ourselves. I truly believe that for most of us, we're doing the best from where we're standing. We're doing the best to grow. We're doing the best to heal. And we've got to kind of tap into a little bit more of a softer energy. Give yourself a moment or two today to write yourself that letter, or this evening, or whenever you feel it's right for you. Give yourself that opportunity to just, write to yourself. How do you want to talk to yourself? One thing that will be really interesting is when you kind of just start allowing that, you will be really surprised when you go back to reading it. The other thing that comes through when we write is quite often we will lean into that whole automatic writing. You may also pick up things on how spirit's viewing you, how your spirit guides are viewing you. What advice do you want to give to yourself will come from that higher self space or from the angelics. Spirit doesn't view us as, oh my gosh, you're down there, you're down there struggling. Um, what are you thinking? Or you're not good enough. That's not how spirit views us. Okay, let us go through some of the questions here. I haven't had a chance to read them. I will scroll back up. It's good to see so many of you joining me. Definitely need to be more patient with myself. That is beautiful words, beautiful words. And patience with ourselves when we're learning is very difficult. So, how would you, with that comment, how would you talk to anybody else, or how would you work on with somebody that's younger, with a youth or a child? How would you talk to them about being more patient with themselves? Come at it from that perspective. We are so hard on ourselves, when things aren't going great. And the other thing is, I just want to tap into that. How many of you are truly satisfied? Like, being satisfied with the best that you can, being satisfied with the pace that you're growing. And I think that's a big thing, is that whole never enough. We're so hard on that, right? And it's quite often that will lean into how we view our physical body, right? We're never happy with it. All right, let's keep going with these questions. Love how we're talking about this. I've gotten a new mindset towards myself since this week. Oh, I love that, Cheyenne. Still getting used to it. It caused me to be blubbering mess last night. Allow it. Sometimes we're feeling it for the first time, our own worthiness, our own efforts. And our efforts, if you're truly doing the best that you can and you're giving it your all and it's still not going well, I'm learning. And sometimes that's the phrase that I'll go to. I am learning this right now. It's not going great, but I'm learning this, right? And that kind of really softens that. You see how that softens that? Because I truly do believe that we are here we are here to learn, and the learning, sometimes it's easy and sometimes it's hard. Always hard on myself. Will write a letter. Alina, I love that, and let us know if you feel like sharing how that helped you. Maybe next week we'll talk about that. KS, yep, me. I'm starting again after a separation. I need a new place to live, a new job, and other things for my children. I feel like I'm failing, but I'm trying so hard. First of all, my friend, we are all sending you some support. Please, just for a moment, KS, lean like this for a moment and just kind of feel the support. Oh, where's the spirit dimensions? I need to lean in there and feel them. Where's my support systems? I'm going to lean in and feel them, but I'm also going to lean into my own strength. I'm going to lean in. Oh, here I am. And when you see, here I am. Now, with changes and new beginnings, they are extremely difficult to navigate through, especially when you've got more than one going on, all this change. And when you lean into, everything is working out for me. I don't know how, but everything is working out for me. These changes are going to be bringing me to a new destination. With all these changes, and with separation, there's an unhappiness. There's been some learning there. There's been some hurt and some pain. And when we allow ourselves to kind of move through the feelings and the emotions, and on the other side, I know there's going to be better. I'm also, KS, I just want to kind of leave this with you. I have to talk to you about the strength. I can see your legs as big pillars holding up, like just like big pillars that can hold up anything. And I just kind of need you once in a while, when you feel like you're struggling for strength, to just give your thighs a rub. And when you give your thighs a rub, tapping into the strength that's in there, that's your inner strength. And I've got these pillars of energy to navigate through this, and happiness is always making its way to me. And know that you are supported and loved here from this group as well. I cheer for others more than myself. Kayla, try and bring that into balance a little bit. I'm going to cheer for myself too. I'm going to, bringing that up. And when you start cheering for other people, include yourself in that cheer. I'm doing it too. Yeah, I'm doing it too. And there's always enough for everyone. That's the thing. There's always enough for you too. There's always enough energy for you too. Anybody else getting lagged just now? Yeah, I'm sorry, Aaron. I think my internet is a little bit wonky in the moment. I hope that it's better. It's working fine now. Thank you so much, Wes, for letting me know. Yes, the lag. Okay. Shaz, I had a scary dream of a woman puking blood and me lying in a hospital bed. I also saw the number 2211 and never see numbers in my dreams, and I keep seeing magpies. What does this mean? So with the whole bringing up blood. Number one, Chaz, I feel like there's something that you need to let go of. I feel like there's something that needs to come out. So rather it's something that you say, an energy that needs to move through you. So my first question to you on that, Chaz, is there something that you're holding on to? And being that it's coming up, it's probably you're holding in your stomach area. Let's see what the numbers mean. 22. So we have to break them up because the number as a whole is not in the angel number book. So 22. The angels can see the positive results of your prayers, and they want you to have patience and stay optimistic. While the final details are being worked on in spirit, this is an urgent call from your angels to keep the faith. So, Shaz, is there anything going on that you've been kind of having lack of patience with, or anything that you're not sure is going to work out for you? So that was the 22. The 11, I love the 11. Stay positive. Your thoughts are manifesting rapidly. So you want to ensure positive outcomes by focusing only on the good within yourselves, others, and the situation. And there we go again, focusing on the good in yourself and others in the situation. The magpies, I'll give that a quick look up. I think we've read magpie before. Magpie. Act on and all opportunities that present themselves to you without hesitation. Pay attention to any signs or omens as they will serve to guide you, whether they're visual, auditory, or kinesthetic. Be especially clear and straightforward in your verbal communication and what you mean, while at the same time listening carefully to what other people are saying. I hope that that resonates there. Cheyenne says, no, it's not ego. This is unselfish, unconditional love. Absolutely, Shy. Absolutely. Your ego comes out because of insecurities, not because of self-love. There's a difference. 100%. 100%. And with those insecurities, those are usually seeds that were planted a long time ago. Don't be afraid to pluck your garden. Don't be afraid to what do you call that? When you weed your garden. That's another great exercise that I'll share with you. I'm always planting new seeds, but I'm always plucking out what or weeding out what doesn't serve me. That thought doesn't serve me. It's not, and is it true? Is the other thing that you ask yourself, is it true? Right? No, it's not true. And if your answer, yeah, I think that it's true, then maybe that you look at it as, I think I need to work on that. I'm not confident. I need to work on the confidence. And I'm going to plant new seeds to help me with the confidence. Um, Wendy, I have a lot of health issues and I can't work. So sometimes blaming myself. I just hope my health gets better. Does spirit see my health getting better? Wendy, when I lean in there, I feel like you are on the road right now to improving your health. So as tiny as the steps may be, has there been some tiny steps of improvement? Because I see a lot of light at your feet. And when I see a lot of light at someone's feet, for me that means that they're walking with healing. So I feel like there's already some healing going on, that there has been some even the slightest improvement, and lifting up the blaming yourself, because I feel that, and again, with what you know and where you're standing, you are doing the best that you could. And I also feel that the health issues, I don't feel like you asked for them or manifested them or said, you know what, I think I want health issues. I'm working through this. I'm doing the best that I can. I can't stop looking down at my feet. Even if it helps you, Wendy, to grab a flashlight or the flashlight on your phone and just shine it at your feet and walk around your home with it, or sit with that light at your feet, visualizing that healing, visualizing that path, because sometimes the visualization really helps us. It really helps us tap into the energy that's there. So, walk around or hold the flashlight at your feet while you're sitting in a chair. I'm walking in healing light. I'm walking the path to wellness. That also helps settle down a lot of the fear. And I understand the fear. You're navigating through some health stuff. Absolutely fear. But try and shift into the healing piece of it as well so that the balance comes back in. Okay, hope that helps there. Um, my whole life, my mother has always been very disconnected and awful to me. And even now as an adult, she's very, very, very distant to me. Just want to know why. Always been this way with her. Okay, that's a big one. So, one thing that we may not understand is other people's journey and their experiences. So, as hard as it is, and the wound there, the mother wound there is very deep. But one thing that will help kind of shift the perspective is when we acknowledge that other people have come here to learn a lesson as well. Other people have come here to also teach us a lesson as well. Some people are struggling on their journey to learn their lessons. And I feel very much with this one, I feel that there's also a disconnect there generational for me. So when you look back at your grandmother or that side of the family, I feel that distance was something that was taught or disconnect. I don't feel that the connection there has been plugged in for her for a lot of her journey. And I feel like she's got a lot of her own stuff going on with her own learning. Sometimes, and let's be really honest here, sometimes the lessons people don't even necessarily complete here on this experience, and they do come back to try it again. And I feel very much this and I can feel I'm feeling emotional as well. I'm feeling your emotions that are here as well. But I also feel that you have I'll use the word connected. I'll use the word shifted that. You have plugged in to not being disconnected. And I feel like there's been a severed there. I feel like you have severed that and you have learned from your experience with your mom. Um, I also feel, and I don't know if, and you've used the word distant, but I still feel like there's been some kind of boundary thing that's been pushed. So either she's pushed against the boundary, or there's something that I just feel a push there. I don't know. I hope you understand that. I just feel like the boundary's been pushed. I just got to get you in your own lane again, with a little bit of, and we don't have to understand in order to have compassion or empathy, and we also don't have to attach ourselves to other people's learning. This is what she's learning right now, and she's having a hard time learning it. And you see how that shifts a little bit. There are, for many of us, it's difficult to understand why there can be a disconnect from a parent. And that can be very, very difficult to understand. But what will help is tapping into what is she learning and what is she also teaching. I hope that resonates there with you. Um, Nissa, hi Lana, I keep seeing flashes in the corner of my right eye. Is it spiritual? Not feeling like it's dangerous. Thoughts. So when I tap in there, Nisa, I also don't feel like it's dangerous or anything wrong. If you have concerns, always lean into, the medical world. Nisa, my question to you is, I really feel spirits trying to either connect or reconnect. Over the last several weeks or several months, have you unplugged just a little bit from the spirit dimensions? If you not leaned in there with spiritual practices? Because I think what you're getting here is a reminder, just that little tap on the shoulder. We're still here to work with you. We're still here to help you. We're still here to help guide you. And I feel like with this light, I feel like like I almost feel like I want to look at it. Like I feel like, oh, what's that? Oh, what's that? I feel it more of an energy, is like spirit guide energy, and it feels very playful to me. So where are you at with the playing, and where are you at with tapping into spirit? Has there been a little bit of too much physical world? Sometimes does that, right? We just don't tap in there. We're too much in the physical world. I feel very strongly there, Nisa, that what they're saying is we're still here. We're still here to work with you. All right, Travis, another listener of yours and I are taking a trip this weekend for my 40th birthday. Yes, happy birthday, Travis. Just want to know if Spirit has anything to say about that. So first of all, I really want you to enjoy the magic of the moment. I feel like there's a lot of magic, and there's a lot of magic in celebrating a birthday. There's a lot of magic in being with a friend. I also feel like I've got to get you to tap into the energy around you. I feel like you connect quite easily with energy. So being able to feel, I also feel there's a connection here of, I don't know if you're going to feel like I've been here before, or a little bit of deja vu stuff when you with where you're going, but I feel like the heightened awareness spiritually. It almost and I'll it's almost like you're going to have a moment of growth or a little bit of a shift. And I just got to, again, with the open and allowing. I'm open and I'm going to allow this experience, but I feel like there's a spiritual connection here. I also feel, and they're showing me what I talked about on Monday with some new spirit guides come in. Be open to receive a new spirit guide when you're there. And happy birthday to you. I love birthdays. Peyton wrote a letter to past me and future me. Beautifully well done. Beautiful. And writing the letter, when I talk about or the chair exercise, beautiful ways. And there's a lot of healing in that. If you can reflect back or talk to, we always say, of what I know now, if I would have known now, if I know that when I would know now, things would be very different. But your past self didn't know, right? And being able to have that contact or that talk with past versions of yourself, so healing, so healing. It's easy to say, oh well, now that we have all the answers and all the outcome, I shouldn't have done that, or I should have done that. It's so easy now to kind of finger wag at past versions of yourself, but if you were doing the best that you could with where you were standing and what you knew, right? Okay. um Believe it or not, I often zone out in certain sections during the lives. I learned that these moments are ones I don't necessarily need to hear. Okay. Sometimes too, when I'm channeling, sometimes you guys will get pulled into your own channeling as well, which is amazing. I can't skip the ad. Oh, okay. Did the ad pop up? I didn't see an ad pop up, nor did I get the notification. Usually I get the notification on the screen to skip the ad, and I didn't see it. Either I missed it channeling, um, or YouTube changed something. Oh, Nisa, don't forget to like the lives. Spot on, Lana, and so much love to you. I'm glad that that resonates to you so much. It's a fairy, I feel like one to me, a very cute one. Love it so much. I do have to get going, you guys. I have a meeting that's coming up. And I talked about my friend who is preparing the transition. She's still here. So I am going to spend some time with her this afternoon before I teach a class later this evening. I hope you enjoyed your time with me. As always, I'm wishing you love, light, blessings. And of course, have a spirit guided day. I should be here Friday. If everything stays the same, I should be here Friday. If not, I will post on the community page. Take care.